Hey, you there? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, listen, bro. In today's video, we will be helping out straight starters, bro. So if you just got to ShinobiStriker and you're wondering what is the best DLC or even what is the best DLC builds, I'll be explaining that to you in this video, man. You can find out very good builds with these DLCs, and you will also see highly recommended DLCs for this season. Now, if you want more content like this on the channel, do not forget to like up the video and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start off with healers, man. For the healer DLC, I highly recommend you getting the reanimated Itachi DLC. For his first ninjutsu is going to be Yakuza Beads. Now with this one, it basically just forms a Susanoo from in your ground and also hurts your character and shoots out a big Yakuza Bead at your opponent, dealing massive damage. For the second ninjutsu of his is Tsukuyomi. Now this is a standing jutsu. You can use this if somebody is standing still, or if somebody's, you can use it in the air, you know what I mean? Like, you can use it any way you want to, but basically it puts your opponents in a genjutsu state where on their screen they are getting split by multiple kunais, and on your screen you're basically just watching them stand still asleep. He also comes with a substitution, which is Shadow Clone Explosion Substitution. And lastly, for his ultimate is Izanami. The first Izanami activation of the ultimate basically triggers freaking feathers around your opponents, which is kind of warning them that the Izanami is coming. Then for the second activation, we put everybody around the map to sleep, and you can even get a lot of kills from Pitfall from this ultimate. For the second healer DLC, we'll be looking at Tsunade. Yes sir, you already know, 106 CM, you know what I mean, mommy milkers. Now with this DLC, for the first ninjutsu, she has Heavenly Foot of Pain. Now this one basically, you can basically hold this jutsu, but if you don't hold it, it's fine as well. But it will basically just fly you up in the air and it will land back down with a hard kick that can also one-shot your opponent sometimes. For the second ninjutsu on her DLC is Nervous System Rupture. Now with this one, it will basically put all the chakra nature into the user's hand and also form like a little slice effect going through your enemy. Now for her ultimate, it's called Slug Long Distance Healing. Now with this one, it will basically form a slug on all of your allies, including yourself back, and it will just heal you up a bunch from over time and all across the map. And that is kind of the reason why the name is Long Distance Healing, because it has infinite range. So for the first range DLC, now you will probably see this on every other content creator video, but it is only facts, bro. The Sasuke Boruto DLC. With this one, for his first ninjutsu is Flame Lightning. This will basically pull your enemy into your hands and also inflicting inferno style flame spears into them and over time burn damage. For his second ninjutsu, it is the Rinnegan. Pretty self-explanatory, but this Rinnegan basically just swap places kind of like he does really in Boruto. For his ultimate, it is Takenomichi Kazuchi no Kami. Now with this ultimate is a giant Susanoo, and you would form into this giant Susanoo and you would lunge across the map at whatever enemy you lock on. This will also one-shot your opponent, but if you are really close to them, it will only inflict burn damage. For the next range DLC, we will be moving to the Haku DLC. Now this personally is my favorite DLC in Naruto, the Boruto Shinobi and with this one, for the first ninjutsu, it's going to be Icicle Swallow. Now you will basically backdash out the air and you will basically hit stun all of your opponents with the Icicle Swallow jutsu. It basically forms 5 icicles, will basically just hit all of your opponents that are rushing towards you. For the second ninjutsu, it is going to be 1,000 Needles of Death. Now with this jutsu, it will basically plant a puddle under your opponent's feet if they walk into it, or you could combo into this as well. Pretty self-explanatory. You basically get hit by 1,000 needles all in one. And you're also stunned once the puddle hits your feet. For the ultimate, it is going to be Ice Crystal Mirrors ultimate. Now with this one, it basically forms just, you know what I mean, the Ice Crystal Mirrors from part 1 of Naruto. As y'all saw how they fight Haku, Naruto, and Sasuke, he basically formed a giant mirror in front of them with icicles, and it'll basically just cut up all of your opponents with 1,000 needles. For the third DLC, it is going to be Kakashi Double Sharingan. Now this one is definitely a must, but I'm not talking about how it is a must for the jutsus. I am talking about mostly about the ultimate, but the jutsu is also good as well, so let's get into it. For the first ninjutsu that comes with this Kakashi Double Sharingan DLC, he will be having Kamui Lightning Blade. Now with this one, it will basically go through your guard, so you cannot block this. You really just have to dodge or run away, and it will basically inflict a Kamui style chakra blade that is going to go through your opponent's chest like green. For the second ninjutsu, it is going to be Kamui Bond. Now this is basically just you're invisible, kind of like how Obito's Kamui is. It's kind of the same thing, since like Obito and Kakashi, they are the same Sharingan, so it's pretty much the same. Basically, you just can't hit them like at all when they're in the state, unless you hit them with Kamui Lightning Blade. That is the only way you will break it. For the ultimate, it will be Kamui Shuriken. Now with this ultimate, you will basically be formed into a giant Susanoo, which is Kakashi's, and you will lunge out you will launch out 3 big shurikens from the Susanoo hand, and it will hit any target in range of that impact. Now for the last range DLC that you guys need as of right now is always going to be Madara. It don't not matter how many updates this game has, Madara is just a to-go DLC. And let me tell you why. For the first ninjutsu, it'll be hitting an Ash Jutsu. Now this will basically reduce your ninjutsu cooldown time once you're underground and use the effect. It'll basically put you underground, you cannot get hit by any effects or anything in the game. For the second ninjutsu, now this is the reason why everybody buys this DLC, is because of Majestic Destroyer Flame. It is pretty self-explanatory and pretty just self to look at yourself. You already know what is going on as soon as you look at the picture. Now this will basically just form like a hella balls in front of your opponent with fire style balls, and it will do a lot of damage because it is one giant massive ball, bruh. Like, I know that kind of sounded sus, but it's like that's the only way how to explain it, bro. It's a giant ball that hits you. Like I said, it is a giant fire style ball that hits you and your opponents. For the ultimate, it is going to be Heaven's Concealed. For this ultimate, it will basically bring down a meteor that Madara used on 1,000 shinobis when he came back from reanimation, and also it will one-shot your opponents. It will always one-shot them. Moving on to the defense DLCs, for the first one, I highly recommend Sasuke Last Battle. For this DLC, the first ninjutsu is going to be Sasuke's Ribcage, also known as Susanoo Armor. Now with this one, it will just protect you in any effect. Now with this, you can get it broken by different jutsus in the game, such as Kamui Lightning Braid, Hizan Strike, the Boruto Jutsu that came with his DLC, and also a couple more in the game. For a second ninjutsu, it is going to be Heavenly Hand Power Chidori. Now with this one, it will basically use the Rinnegan and Chidori in one, and it will basically teleport behind your enemy and Chidori them using the Rinnegan to teleport. This DLC also comes with a substitution, and for the substitution is going to be Time Space Hop, one of the best jutsus in the game. Now what this one does is also reduce your cooldown once you're in the substitution, and you cannot be hit as well. For his ultimate is going to be Indra's Arrow. Now this ultimate is really clean looking and really nice, but it's also hard to hit, so y'all recommend you basically using a hit stun to use this ultimate. But if you don't, it is completely okay and go crazy, my god. But listen, this ultimate basically brings down 1,000 different lightning strikes from the big Susanoo that Indra's carried, and it will one-shot your opponent with those arrows. For the second DLC, for defense, it is going to be Neji Hyuga. Now with Neji, his defense DLC is also really good. For his first ninjutsu, it is going to be Hizan Strike. Now with this jutsu, it basically launches your own character in front of the opponent. You can have a max range. Like this jutsu has a lot of range. You can go across the map with this thing, bruh. And it will basically just use his own Hizan Strike, his own palm hand from the Hyuga clan, and it will take away your substitution once it hits the impact and also stun you into better combos. For the second ninjutsu on the next DLC, it is going to be Body Blow. Now with this one, it basically, you can use this while you're being attacked as well. Now this is the reason why this jutsu is really so good, because you can also use this while you're getting attacked and jumped in the pit. If you know, you know. This will also not only seal all of your jutsus and substitutions, but it will also do damage, and you will not be able to do anything once you get hit by this attack. For his ultimate is honestly one of the best ults in the game, not only because you can dodge any other ult while you're inside of this ultimate, but it also takes away your opponent's ninjutsu, substitution, and everything else, man, once you're inside of this, including your ultimate. Once you get in that jutsu, oh yeah, your ultimate is gone. Say goodbye. Lastly, for the attack DLCs, it is going to be Shisui Uchiha. Now I know a lot of you have been waiting for this DLC, and this honestly is one of the best, if not the best, attack DLC in the game. For the first ninjutsu he has is Halo Dance. What Halo Dance does is charge at the enemy and perform a combo with a flaming dagger. With every strike, you teleport behind the enemy and perform an additional attack to the rear. First hit will make the target unable to use substitutions. For his second ninjutsu, it is going to be Uchiha Shuriken Jutsu Obo Ruguruma. With this one, it will throw a Demon Wind Shuriken into the ground. The first input command pulls it towards you and increases movement speed, attack tracking ability, evasion range, and also seals the target ninjutsu, also emptying your target's substitution stock. For his ultimate, it is going to be Koto Amatsukami. Now with this one, it will basically put all users in a genjutsu state using the Mingekyo Sharingan. Allies use Sharingan to protect them from the jutsu, and the second activation will always put them in a genjutsu state where their controls is inverted and they cannot do anything about it. For the second attack DLC that you need, it's going to be the Kawaki DLC. Now with his first ninjutsu, it is going to be Imperial Wrath, aka Reverse Scale. Now with this one, it basically charges towards your opponent, making your arm into a shield and stunning them to the ground and knocking them down. The second activation is basically a slice that you could turn your own arm into a blade and slice your opponent. For his second ninjutsu, it is going to be Karma Lynchman Strange Taste. With this one, he will basically put up his arm and basically absorb any ninjutsu in the game and also some ultimates. This DLC also came with a substitution. It is called Emergency Exit. Now this will be the first substitution that actually heals you on substitutions. This ultimate is going to be Karma Lynchman Ritual Destruction. Now this basically the user rushes towards an enemy and strikes with a single fist while using ninja tool to pierce the enemy. These attacks are followed by a Karma Lynchman that explodes and inflicts massive damage over a wide area. For the last and the most overrated DLC in this game for attack, we are going to be using Naruto Uzumaki Boruto. Now with this one, the first ninjutsu that comes with him is Rasen Rampage, and with this jutsu it will basically form a Rasengan out of 4 arms generated by ShinobiStriker. Upon contact, enemies take damage and are sent flying. It also lowers the target's action speed and health recovery. Now this basically launches a giant Kuruma hand with a Rasengan in the middle, and it basically flaps down on the ground, doing hella damage to your opponents, and also targets caught in the blast take damage and are rendered unable to use substitutions. For his ultimate is going to be Kuruma Link mode. Now this one will basically regain all of your health, and in this mode you will be not only invincible to basically any attack, but you will also recover all health, generally increase the physical abilities. It also recovers ninjutsu cooldown time and generates a faster attack speed, and also grants reduced cooldowns for yourself and allies. Use the technique Fake Fox Blast with your command. Now with this one, it will basically shoot out a Kuruma head as the second attack command, and it will basically one-shot anybody that hits by the second attack. Now that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you made it to the end of the video, I would really appreciate if you would like up the video and subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot since we are on the way to 2K subscribers by the end of this year. I really do think we can hit it, but that depends on y'all and y'all support alone. Also, thank y'all for 1.73k. Let's keep grinding. I appreciate all of y'all. I hope y'all have fun with these DLCs if y'all buy some. Let me know which is your favorite DLC in ShinobiStriker. Mine is personally Haku and Tamari. Let me know your opinions and your thoughts. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.